Hawkins Pro Football Plus out here at Commanders headquarters as they get ready for the start of the NFL regular season. And the Commanders open up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. And Jon Daniels, his first time out, his first start as an NFL quarterback, got a chance to talk to some of the offensive linemen. They're going to be key as far as to keep him upright. And this is what some of them had to say. Protecting Jayden, making sure that he stay upright. What's all the key for the offensive line this week and that's the team overall?
Yes, absolutely. I would say just attention to detail. Tampa Bay is a very, very talented front. They like to do a lot of exotic things with their personnel. And so just keying into all of that, and we're going through all the various looks and just getting prepared for what they present in certain situations.
You're talking about being prepared. Todd Bowles is a genius when it comes to defenses. What do you expect from him as far as all the things he's going to throw at a young quarterback like Jon Daniels?
Yes, I would say it'd be smart for us to expect everything. Everything he could possibly throw, maybe even something that we haven't seen on film before. And so we love that challenge, and that's what this game is all about.
First game, regular season game, what excites you most about this opening of the season?
It's just you can feel it in the air. I'm sure you can feel it in the locker room environment, like football's back. It's time for the season. And I'm super excited. I know my teammates are excited just to get out there on the gridiron and do what we do.
What has been the message from Dan Quinn leading up to the opening game this week for this team?
Yes, the messaging has just been, anybody, anywhere, anytime. And we are just super, super, super excited to go and showcase who we are and to kind of like have that sort of reveal of like we are the Commanders, this is our team, this is what we're about.
And so, defenses are going to do what they're going to do. You can never really anticipate those things, but the preparation will always kind of slow games down for you, like everybody says. So that's what I've been focusing on this past week.
Here with me again is Lake Lewis. Lake, exciting time. We're ready for the regular season to start. But when you talk about this team, the Washington Commanders, Jon Daniels, we got to hear from him today, and some of the offensive linemen. As far as how do you see this team going into the first game? The offensive side, let's start with that at first because they're going to face a defense in Todd Bowles. Even though he's a head coach, he's going to have some twists and turns. He's going to throw the book at Jon Daniels to try to rattle the quarterback. How do you see this playing out on the offensive side of the ball?
I think they're going to be, confident. I think they feel like they've got some weapons. Obviously the offense starts with Terry McLaurin, but now it's going to probably shift a little bit it's going to start with a rookie, Jon Daniels, your quarterback, and hopefully a franchise caliber one on top of that. Today with, Sam Cosmi, obviously he signed his extension contract. He said it himself. He said, we've got a pretty special one that I've got to keep safe pretty much. So I think that they know that they have all the weapons in place to be able to compete, not just with Tampa, but the majority of the defenses in the NFL, but they've got to put it together and do it on Sunday.
Yeah, and the key thing when you talked about Jon Daniels and you talked about Sam Cosmi, and congratulations to Sam Cosmi, well-deserved, getting that big contract for 4 years. But the offensive line is as important as Jon Daniels is that offensive line. And like you said, Cosmi talked about making sure that they keep him upright. I talked to some of the other offensive linemen. They said the same thing. The thing that I look at is none of them have played together, all 5 of them, the whole preseason training camp. None of them have been in at the same time. And Dan Quinn talked a little bit about that when asked about, them not being together, the whole offensive line, the starting offensive line, and how that's going to play out. But he said, hey, pretty much that they're ready to go, whether they play together or not.
Yeah, not to change sports, but it's similar to, you were in Paris. And the USA basketball men's team, as well as the women's team, they just, a collection of really good players but had never really played together. So it takes time. It's going to take some time for them to gel, but it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be enough for them to excel, right off the start. I think obviously you tailor down some of your protections and some of those things just because, like you said, Brandon Coleman I guess I can say it, but he's going to be making his start at left tackle. So, that's a rookie right there. So that's going to be a guy that hasn't even really played in the preseason because he was injured, but they like him so much that they think he can get it done. Listen, when you have a dynamic quarterback, a guy that can run, pass, do pretty much everything with that football, I think it makes the offensive lineman not have to be as sharp all the time. They're not going to have to hold a block for 4 seconds because the guy's holding the ball forever. Jon Daniels gets rid of the ball within 2 seconds, or he's going to make a move to run. So now these guys can just go out, get a hand on a person, a body on a body for 2 seconds, and then let everything else fall into play.
And talking about Brandon Coleman, let's go to hear what he had to say about his first NFL start.
It works in the preparation. So obviously being able to go out there in preseason would have been, kind of get out there, get a feel for the game, see how the speed changed. But at the end of the day, it's just about the preparation. That's what I've been doing through my injury, and then also leading up to this week. And I know I'll be ready for it, and there'll be adjustment period. But I'm excited. I'm ready to go out there. And Tampa Bay does a great job. Obviously like to throw a bunch of stuff out, a bunch of different blitzes, all that stuff. So I'm just excited to go in this preparation. Take a look at everything, and then be as prepared as I can to go out there and play.
Well, Brandon Coleman, he's ready to go. You know what? Excited about this. It doesn't matter. He missed the last part of training camp, but he's 100% ready to go. So I'm excited about seeing that offensive line because that's one of the biggest concerns for me going in. But another area that we haven't really talked a lot about is one way for Jon Daniels not to have to put so much pressure on him is the running game as far as Brian Robinson and Eckler. So let's go hear what Brian Robinson, I didn't get to talk to him all training camp, but I asked him about that special running back room, and this is what he had to say.
I believe our guys has, accepted the challenge and, guys ready to roll. I'm a high energy person, and the energy has been magnificent. It's been great. Coach Quinn has done a great job, just with everyone, just making sure that everyone, is connecting, at a great level. And, I feel like everyone has responded to that, and it's been good for our locker room. It's been good for this whole building. Yeah, it's good going into week 1.
Hey, Brian, could you talk about the running back room and just what Anthony Lynn has instituted within that and the excitement that you feel around that running back room this year?
I feel like Lynn has brought an energy to our room, that's very stand up, and guys, just being accountable to what he's coaching, and I feel like everyone has responded to that. We have an exciting room, I expect us to make a lot of plays coming out that room this year.
Well, Brian Robinson is excited about the start of this season. I'm excited about the running backfield. I think it's going to be pretty special this year with Brian Robinson and Eckler. How do you see that room? This is going to be an area where this team is going to help Jon Daniels a lot.
Yeah, actually, and don't forget Jeremy McNichols. I mean, he's another veteran running back. That's kind of a dual threat guy, can catch the ball out the backfield. And I think in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, I think having 3 running backs that everyone naturally looks at Brian Robinson as more of a bruiser, but he's not. I mean, he's a tough runner, but he's a guy that can catch the ball out the backfield too. We saw that last year. One of the very few things that was a positive in Eric Bieniemy's offense last year was Brian Robinson. So hopefully he can expand on his role. He can have one of those type of seasons. And I do think that with the veteran Austin Eckler coming in, having played under Anthony Lynn when Anthony Lynn was actually the coach in L.A., I think this helps them across the room. And again, you can't underestimate the importance of Coach Lynn because he's a guy that's known around the league to be a running back expert as far as how he coaches his guys up. You look at the production from guys that he coached in with the Chargers, the Melvin Gordons, Austin Eckler. So they're looking for this room to really be able, I think, honestly, Donna, to carry the offense early.
Yes.
As the season starts, lean on that running attack. Don't run the ball 10 times. They're probably going to run the ball 30-plus times. Collectively, maybe B-Rob has 20 carries. But I think realistically, you're going to see the ball in those running backs' hands quite often if it's not just turning around, handing it off to them, or if it's on some short bubble screens or dump downs, those guys will be effective in the offense.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles, head coach, and his known defenses. Yeah. What do you know about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and what is the key this week for this Commanders team to get this W?
Yeah, well, we know a lot. At the end of the day, it's going to be the same couple of core things that take to winning a game, right? Not turning the ball over, winning the field position battle, and being able to execute when you need to with explosive plays. And, you know, they run a good system. He's been there for a while, and so we're excited to kind of go up against that matchup.
Well, you know what? We focused on the offense, more so the offensive line, the quarterback position today, but tomorrow, you know, before the end of the week, I'm going to focus on the defense because there's some areas right there that we need to kind of like tweak a little bit. But hopefully we'll get to talk to some of the wide receivers, which I didn't get a chance to talk to today. I think that their talk day is either on Thursday or whatever because I didn't even see Terry come out. But I wanted...
That was it.
Yeah. But I wanted to really focus in on the two areas or three areas, the quarterback, the running back room, and the offensive line, because I think that that's where this team is going to need to excel against Todd Bowles and that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Lake, is always good to hang out with you to kind of like tweak your brain about what's going on with this team. But let me just say this. I'm excited about the start of the regular season to see this team because we're still trying to figure out the identity more so of this team. We know that the energy in the locker room on Wednesday was sky high. You saw people smiling, and they just said to stay tuned because I think that they've got something special to show us because I'm still wanting to see really what this team is about, and a W is so key this week for them to start off strong.
Absolutely. I mean, they can start the season off with a statement that not only are they ushering in everything new out here, but they're starting, you know, the right way as far as getting a win on the road against a playoff opponent. But this is a winnable football game. Make no mistake about it. I don't think, you know, Tampa is a landslide to win this game. I think the odds right now, Tampa by 3. And normally when you're at home and they give you 3 just to start, so basically the bettors are saying this is a pick 'em type football game, which I think it is. I think it's going to be a close football game. I do have Washington winning, though.
I'm not predicting anything right now because I just want to see this team be different than the previous year as far as the fight in there. But I do think, as Lake said, that this game is winnable on the road, and maybe this is good for this Commanders to be on the road to start the season. No pressure as much as it would be at home, but this is definitely a winnable game. Donna Hopkins out here at Commanders headquarters as we get ready for the opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.